Hi, Dr. Amanda. How are you?
Not bad.
Okay. So, what do you think of our school in general?
Looks fantastic. Lots of, it's very bright and open and huge big spaces for the kids to play.
Right. So now you are staying in this lab, a little lab, and do you think a lab is a tiny lab like that is good for children at a young age?
Oh, it's fantastic. But kids at the younger age prefer the touch and feel, so for them to be able to look at the animals and see the inside and the outside on both sides, and then have like insects that they probably would not feel comfortable touching something real, they can hold them in their hands. I think it's great.
Yeah. So, if children start to expose more on these kind of like a science subjects elements, do you think they can develop an interest in this area?
I mean, kids are interested in things that are in their environment anyway. If you give them the opportunity to do touch and feel and learn just basic things about them, it makes them more interested in what they see outside, and then they bring it back again.
Right.
And it just sort of progresses as they get older and they learn more. My mum said I was 4 when I started to
4 at the age of 4.
collect animals.
Collect. What did you collect?
Frogs. We did a few frogs. I had rabbits, I had budgies, I had a few mice, we had cats and dogs, and I used to find stray animals and bring them home. When I was quite young, I was never afraid of animals for whatever reason, so I used to bring these animals home to my poor parents. Yeah, so we grew up with quite a few animals.
Wow, wow. So what made you want to be a vet?
I think it just stemmed from there. I still love animals, I've always loved animals, and I enjoy treating them.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so what do you think of like the Hong Kong education? You know, definitely your children went to international schools. Can you tell the difference between the children who goes to international schools and local schools? Or the Chinese kids, are there any major difference that you...
Well, my kids are in a school that is very multicultural, so it's sort of half Western and half Chinese students. I think the biggest difference that I see from private to public in Hong Kong is the class sizes are larger in the public, and then from the schools that I've been to there's less resources, so they don't do as much touch and feel. So they're not as exposed to as much, and because the class sizes are bigger, they don't get the individual one-on-one attention. That's the biggest difference I perceive. Yeah.
No, some Chinese parents are very worried when children get in touch with animals at young age or at any age, because they're worried that they will bite them or pass any germs, bacteria to the children whose immune system is not really good. What do you think of that? You know, because Western kids normally
We have exactly the opposite view, in that obviously you're always cautious with animals with children, because both sides can be unpredictable, in that the animal can be unpredictable, but also the child can cause a problem. So you just need to be careful, but from the perspective of anything, is the younger that you're introduced and become actively involved, the more comfortable you're with it and the more that you want to explore it. So from a Western point of view, we're very proactive in introducing our children to touching and feeling animals at a younger age. Honestly, the only thing that can really happen is a bite. From a professional point of view, when I do things in schools, I only ever use animals that I know will never ever be a problem with the children. From a point of view of controlling the children, it's just a matter of teaching them not to be too rough and not to be so excited that their excitement turns over to grabbing and then startling the animal. As for what you can catch from animals, it's only really fleas and ticks. Most people actually treat for those in their animals. Apart from a potential bite, there's nothing much you can catch from dogs and cats.
Yeah. So you're not really worried that your children, if your children like try to catch some frogs or butterflies or touching ants, or they eat the ants.
Well, eating ants is not ideal.
Or die.
I take my kids to the creeks around Sai Kung to catch tadpoles, and we sometimes do butterflies. I don't see that many frogs. From a personal point of view, I'm a little bit worried about frogs because normally when there's frogs, there's snakes somewhere. So my kids have touched snakes and have interacted with snakes, but in the wild they know to look and not touch. That's what they've been taught from me.
So the most important thing is to teach them.
Safety,
right?
What's normal and what's abnormal, and when they should stand back and when it's safe to actually do something with any animal.